Hey everybody, filming from a new perspective since it's actually daylight when I'm recording, which is uncommon. Although I guess recording at all is uncommon for me at this point. And yeah, the reason for that is the reason this video is also not going to be super interesting. I don't feel like I have a lot to talk about. Not a whole lot is changing for me. I am trying. It's not going very well. And so, yeah, it just doesn't feel very useful to make videos where I'm like, yep, nothing's changed. I'm still depressed. I still don't interact with people. But I really just wanted to say hi to you guys and for you guys to say hi to me, selfishly. So, I'm going to make one today and it's going to be pretty boring, but I have a few life updates that aren't super related to anxiety that I can talk about simply because it's been so long. So yeah, I guess I've been spending most of my time working on creative projects, which I guess is usually what I'm doing, but nonetheless still the case. Right now I'm designing board games and enjoying that for some reason. I've always enjoyed designing games, but usually it's been video games I like designing. But one thing about board games is once you have an idea, it's a little easier to get a playable prototype ready real quick and actually play the game, which is cool. So I've made one and I'm working on another. The first one is basically an asymmetric deck builder game. If you're into games, you'll have some idea what that means, and if you're not, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's pretty complicated, deep strategies, long playtime, comes down to around 6 hours or more. So not for most people, but I've really enjoyed playtesting it with my brother and getting the balance right and everything. So yeah, and the one I am working on right now as well is a different kind of strategy game with a map, so you know, a risk-like kind of game, except more complicated for sure. It's definitely supposed to be a lot simpler, and I'm trying to make a game that more of my family members might actually enjoy playing. Since that's the main reason I started doing it in the first place is randomly my family will want to play a board game and I'm like, please don't make me play Monopoly or Risk or Settlers of Catan. So trying to make something that is enjoyable for people who are not super into deep strategy games, but also enjoyable for me. So yeah, been having a pretty good time with that when I have the energy to work on it, and I don't know if I'll ever publish any of these games because you know, a lot of work, you need a lot of money to make it happen, so you need to either get a publisher or do a crowdfunding campaign, and yeah, very stressful for someone like me. So who knows, but I'm having fun doing that. Other than that, I've not been doing a lot. I continue to talk to some friends online, and interestingly, the other day I did finally go and meet somebody new in person. I posted on the Athens area subreddit to ask if anyone wanted to hang out with a socially awkward guy, socially anxious guy. Same difference, but you know. And surprisingly, I got a good response, and I met somebody for the first time. Like, I haven't hung out with someone new since, well, ever. I mean, I haven't even really spent a significant amount of time around people I was not very familiar with since I dropped out of college, which was how many years ago? 8-ish. So yeah, I went on a walk with this person and we talked, and it was pretty cool, and we're talking about doing it again sometime. But the thing that sucks about it is when I say it's pretty cool, I feel like it went really well outwardly, objectively. I was awkward, I was quiet, the other person mostly carried the conversation, but I did talk and it wasn't bad. But the thing is that it's like, in spite of that, I was so stressed out the whole time because, you know, I I feel totally paralyzed mentally, and it's out of my control. And it's just like, I want to say things and I can't make my mouth move. And I feel like nothing I can say is worth saying. I feel like I'm just annoying and not interesting. And yeah, just the usual, just AvPD stuff. It just made me feel really, really sad and really depressed over this last weekend, because it went well, right? Outwardly, it seemed like it went well. When I was talking to my therapist about it, I can't say in any way that things did not go pretty smoothly. Like I said, I was awkward, but not unreasonably so. So it just sucks to feel like shit about it the whole time while you're doing it, and feel like shit about it afterwards, and feel like, I don't know, should I do this again? Because I don't feel like I'm able to be my genuine self, and so I feel like I'm being unfair to other people, and I feel like at some point I'm gonna hit a dead end, and I'm gonna be so uninteresting that the person's not gonna want to hang out with me, and it was like I was wasting all this time anyway. And I'm sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. I haven't done one of these in a while, but yeah, I didn't feel good about it at any point, and that sucks, because like, it's not like there's any single thing or more than one thing that I can point my finger at and be like, this is why it was bad, this is what I need to improve. It wasn't anything like that. It's literally just like, my brain does not allow me to have a pleasant time around other people. But it also is pretty fucking tired of being alone. So yeah, really, really sucks. And so yeah, I was definitely feeling pretty suicidal for some of this weekend, and I have been again for a while. And kind of funnily enough, one day I was feeling really bad. I couldn't sleep all night. I was a complete wreck. I'm glad no one got to see that, but at around 7 in the morning, I decided to record a video for the channel and just kind of, talk about what I'm talking about right now, and just sort of demonstrate, you see me? This is why I'm not making videos, because it's like, I'm a train wreck. Nothing changes. I still feel horrible about it, but I feel horrible whenever I try to do anything about it too. And so I recorded like a 40-minute video, but I told myself I was going to upload it immediately and go to bed so I wouldn't have any choice in the matter, but I didn't. I deleted it, because it was just, on one hand, yeah, it's what I wanted to show, but on another hand, it just felt really humiliating, because, I mean, it is true. I'm pretty fucked up, man. That's kind of the point of this channel, and since I've never uploaded a video where I was that emotional before, I thought in some ways it could be useful and validating to people, but at the same time, it is just really embarrassing, because I don't know, when I'm sort of emotionally stable and talking about it, it's just like, I'm saying the same things, but I've still got a grip on myself, and in some ways that makes it, I guess harder for people who don't really understand it to believe. Just be like, you don't seem like you're doing that bad, man. Come on, just get it together. So that part of me wants to do a video where I'm super emotional and not like fake, but just like when I'm feeling that, I record it. But on the other hand, those people I'm talking about that don't believe me, I mean, that's me, okay? I get very few comments of people being like that about anything I say. But it's in my head constantly. And so to me, when I post a video like that, where I am really emotional, I feel like it's horseshit and it's not true, and I'm trying to trick people or garner sympathy or get attention or something. And so, yeah, I didn't post it, and that kind of sucks. but it kind of doesn't, you know. So. But yeah, I don't know. I mostly made this video right now just because, like I said, I want to talk to you guys again. There are definitely a good few people that I do talk to semi-regularly, and that's cool. But obviously there's a lot of people who like my videos for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I'm glad. So yeah, I'll do it when I can do it. I'm gonna try my best to never make any promises again about the next video, because that just doesn't happen. I mean, you know, I lack energy, and like I said, just really the imposter syndrome feeling dominates. It's just like, I feel like I'm full of shit. One other thing I guess I should talk about, I haven't mentioned it in a video before. I've mentioned it in some comments, but a while ago, I applied for disability. And the reason I haven't talked about it is a couple, I guess, but it feels like, as someone with a mental illness, it's really hard to accept that you might be disabled. And again, just the imposter syndrome thing, and that's why I brought it up. It's like, when I went for a walk in the park, literally, with this person the other day, it's something that, to most people, like, it's not a big deal at all. It's just meeting somebody, hanging out. I mean, most people be a little nervous about it. I don't mean to understate that, but for me, it's like a big deal. And the thing is, it went well, and yet it still didn't feel like it went well during or after. I felt so bad about it. And I went into it excited, just willing myself to believe that I was going to feel better, feel okay this time. And it didn't happen. And I know I'm supposed to keep doing it, and I'm going to try really hard to keep doing it. But I also know that I have a personality disorder. There's a reason they have those sorts of diagnoses, and it's because, I mean, I'm never gonna not feel kind of like that. The hope is that I can feel less like that and be able to do just the sort of minimum things that bring me decent quality of life. But I'm not really there yet, and there are things that normal people can do that I'm probably not ever gonna be able to handle. And so yeah, I did apply for disability, and I was hoping at any point during the process that I would decide, okay, turns out I did get my shit together. I don't need it. I can tell my lawyer, stop worrying about it. And that hasn't happened yet. And I'm probably time-wise, about halfway through the process. My lawyer said he expected for the sort of, condition that I'm applying for disability on the basis of, he figured it'd probably have to go to the hearing in front of a judge. And so what that means is most likely 2 denials beforehand. Given that, obviously there are some conditions where it's easier for them to make a judgment and say, yeah, this person's obviously disabled, whereas something like social anxiety, even if you have the AvPD diagnosis, is not like that. So I got my first denial, and so that's progress. But yeah, it is a depressing process because, it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. And even if I'm not, and it turns out I do get it, I'm not going to feel good about it either. I'm going to feel more secure just because, I don't have to rely on my parents when my parents are gone. I can, know that I will still be okay in a financial sense, at least. But yeah, I guess the only other thing I want to say about that right now is, if you are in the U.S. and you have a condition kind of like this, or exactly this, I will just say that I don't know whether or not you do for sure need a lawyer to do this. I get the feeling that I probably could have done most of the case on my own, and my lawyer pretty much said this too, is the main reason you get a lawyer for these cases is to help you do the court hearing in front of the judge. And yeah, because I have such bad social anxiety, it will be good at the very least to have someone on my side that I've spoken to at least once before. But the thing I really wanted to point out about it is that lawyers for disability are not legally allowed to charge you up front. So if you decide to apply for disability for something like this and you need a lawyer, I can't guarantee you can get a good one in your area. Obviously, you'll have to just give it a shot. But the point is, you don't pay them up front. They take a portion of your back pay as payment if you do get accepted to disability. So you will never owe them any money that you don't have, straight up. Which, if you don't know that, is useful to know. But yeah, that's all about that for now. Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed talking about it, which is stupid because, like, regardless of whether the government or any one of you in particular sees me as disabled, I'm not able to work right now, and I'm trying my best to get to a place where I can, because obviously, I got a comment recently, must be nice not to work, and of course there's always random people like that, but just to clarify for anyone who might think that, maybe for some people, I don't think that's true for most people. I think most people want to work. I have had a ton of things that I was interested in doing as a career. As a kid, I wanted to be a chef, and as an adult, knowing that most chefs work extremely long hours, and the job is kind of shit in every way other than that you get to cook food, probably wouldn't want to be a chef, but I do really like cooking. If I was a really social person, I could have ended up playing in a band. I love music. I write music, and I haven't been writing a ton recently, but I have a couple albums or so worth of metal that I've written, and it'd be really cool to actually have it in a format other than Guitar Pro tabs, so I could listen to it, and maybe other people could, but mostly me. So yeah, in an alternate reality, I would love to have been a musician, and I can't do that. And of course, most of all, the thing that I really wanted to do more than anything was be a game developer. And to some extent, that might still happen on my own, but I have a lot of big ideas, and I'd love to work on a big project that involves more people than just me. And that will probably never happen. And so I'm just saying, I don't think people want to be disabled. I don't think people want to not be able to work. And yeah, I don't know. I can assure you that being in my house alone all the time does not make me happy at all. It makes me very depressed and suicidal. And I'm trying really hard to function like a normal person and finding it very difficult. So yeah. I don't know if I have a whole lot else to say right now. Like I said, anytime I feel like I have a legitimate update, whether it's because things got a lot worse and I'm hospitalized or something, or because things got notably better in some way, of course, I'll make a video about it. But when nothing changes, I have a hard time doing it. And trust me, I'm trying to make things change, and it's not meant to be easy for people like us. I really do want to have people to talk to, and it's just, it's hard. So, you know, I definitely really appreciate talking to you guys in whatever form that comes as. And I guess I shouldn't say whatever form, because the Discord server, I have nothing to do with it anymore, pretty much straight up. And I'm really sorry for anyone that, checked it out with the expectation that I would be there, and it's like, oh, well, he's technically in the server, but he never really says anything, and he's never in the voice chat meetings. I'm sorry. I really am, because I want to have people to talk to, but there's so many things about Discord that are just as hard for me as talking to people in real life seems to be. And so yeah, if you really want to talk to me, the best ways to do that are commenting here, but more than anything, I'm a boomer, okay? I really like email. I really like email because I'm good at writing. I'm not good at quick little chats, and I'm not witty, and I'm not good at talking in front of people, and I'm not good at using my mouth. And if you watch my videos, you might not really believe me, because even my first video, which is way, way, way more inhibited and awkward than my more recent ones, that's not what you're gonna get when you talk to me in real life or over voice. I clam up. My brain just freezes when there are other people around. So if you want to treat it like an interview, then I can handle it. If you just have a list of things you want to talk to me about, I can do that, okay? But I am totally incapable of guiding the conversation. And yeah, I find it really embarrassing and stressful, and so I don't really do it. And obviously I want to talk to people with my actual voice, but it's hard, and I feel like I'm best at getting to know people when I can just talk to them in long form. And yeah, I try to stay in touch regularly with a few of you guys who talk to me like that, but it can definitely be hard at times, just to have the energy to feel like I'm not wasting other people's time and all that stuff. But I really do like talking to you guys, and like I said, that's the main reason I am posting a video again right now, because I haven't said anything useful in the last 23 minutes. But if you want to say hi, that's cool. And my email is on the About section of my channel if you want. Well, I guess it's not called that anymore. I don't know, YouTube changes shit all the time, but you know where the emails are located on YouTube if you want to email me. And of course, I love getting comments too. Even if I don't answer them as frequently as I used to, I tend to do it in bursts now rather than responding every time I get a comment. Just because, I don't know, mental compartmentalization. I still read them because I get email notifications. I read them. I just don't necessarily respond immediately, depending on what it is, And yeah, that's about it. I ran out of storage 10 seconds before the end of the video. Now I'm going to be a lot more self-conscious about what I was trying to say. But I just wanted to tell you guys that I told one of my online friends, who I've been talking to for quite a while, that I have feelings for her. And I just wanted to share that because I've never told anyone I liked them before, and I'm proud that I did it. But I'm not saying anything else about it, so don't ask me because I respect her privacy. So yeah, that's all. Goodbye.